Open. Let me close the door. Oh. Sunshine's watching TV. What's up, guys? Long time no see. It is what the hell time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock here. I'm glad I don't have to figure out the time. I just put my time in, and then it tells me what I can do. So where have I been? I've been all over, man. Let me tell you. It says I can earn more money with you guys. I don't know what it means. I'll have to check it out. Don't ask me what I'm doing because I really don't know. Just give me 1 second. So I'm lost. I was in the middle of doing something and I just said the hell with it. I'll jump on. So here I am. Hey, so what's up, guys? Wow, 7 people already. Unreal. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. I've had 2 calls with Amazon where they said that my account was at risk of suspension. I've had 4 products end up in trouble because of items not shipped in. Wrong items were shipped in under the wrong labels. A bunch of little stuff has happened, and honestly, the easiest thing for me to cut out in the morning was the show. It's not what I wanted to do. It's not how I wanted to do it, but it's what happened. I play around a lot. I joke around a lot, but my business is number one in my life. It is, and Lori knows it's more important than anything we plan. If a problem comes up, we take care of the problem for the company over whatever we were planning to do. I've really been struggling with my organization, I want an operations manager. A COO is a chief operations officer in a corporation. I want somebody like that. Well, I can't seem to find that person, and there must be a reason God has done that in my life. So I found my way back to Trello boards. And if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I've talked a lot about Trello boards lately. It's a big project. It's a major project. The lighting sucks today. In case you're cold, my air conditioner just came on. It's 85 here today, guys. I've been to the dentist. They did a bunch of work. After my insurance, I still owe them like $5,800. I think it's going to come out to. But for the first time in my life, I'm gonna have all my teeth. They're not all going to be mine. Some of them are fake. But I don't even know how to catch up. I mean, so much is going on. Let's start with the phone calls from Amazon. Because of the volume I sell, they have this department they call coaching. It's a very scary department. They send you nasty grams, and they basically make you sit on pins and needles until they call you, and you have to be like ready for their phone call. Well, the first time it happened, I've had it happen 3 times now. The first time it happened, I panicked. I was in the middle of the desert when they called. I missed their call. But I found out that they will schedule a callback at your convenience. So once I found out that they will schedule a callback, when I get the nasty gram, I don't sit at the computer. When they call me, I say, I'm not in front of my computer. Is there any way that we can schedule this call for a later date and time so that I can be prepared better? Every time they've called now, I've been able to do that. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. So what was the problem? What caused all this? Here's what caused this, and a lot of people don't understand this. My inbound shipping issues were more frequent. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts about the whole thing. What I did was they hit me with 16 instances where they had to relabel my product because the barcode didn't scan. So the first time they said there was one issue. And she said, I pulled the product off the shelf and the barcode scan's fine. So I have no idea what they were talking about. She said, the only thing I see is that it doesn't have the word new in it. So I now pay to have a new sticker put on every single one of my products that says it's new. I thought that was part of the ASINs. That was my fault. Again, I fixed it. I pay the supplier to open every box and put a sticker on every one of my products before he ships them in for me that says new. No big deal. It's not the end of the world. It's just getting done. So the second phone call comes, and she's got 6 cases where the barcode doesn't scan. And I'm like, this is nonsense. I've been selling these same products for years. The same barcodes, the same printers, the same paper, the same, everything's the same. So all of a sudden it's a problem. And I got a little ticked with them. And anyway, I had her call me back, and she called me back and we discussed it. And she said that she did a shelf pull on every one of the products, and she found one that Amazon relabeled. Now, she gave me a lot of information. The woman, the second phone call gave me a ton of information, guys. I mean, a ton of information. If you, and I'm going to try and do it, I'm going to try and talk myself through it as I do it. If you go into your Amazon, I'm going to show you where they found, and you may want to do this on your Seller Central and see what it says. If you sell FBA, under reports, once you sign into Seller Central, right under Seller Central, it says catalog, inventory, pricing, orders, advertising, stores, blah, 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 and reports. Under the reports is a fulfillment report. If you click on that, on the left-hand side, you see a whole bunch of links. Under the first header, it says inventory. If you click on show more, you're looking for inbound performance. You open up the inbound performance report. And listen, guys, there's a ton of reports in here. I don't know what half of them do. And then in the inbound performance report, you sent the event date to the last 30 days, and you generate the report. And it will show you any problems you had in your FBA shipment. I have 9 issues in the last 30 days that they found. The date they found them is the date. The shipment date is the date this stuff was sent in. This stuff was sent in December 21st, December 6th, January 3rd, January 12th, January 12th, January 12th. They're just now finding these problems. Okay. Now, what you do is you click on the FBA shipment ID, and I can't show you my account, guys, because it shows you my items, and I'm just not going to do it. And if you click on the shipment ID, it'll show you where the problem is. And mine says barcode cannot be scanned. And then you click on view details, and on the top right of that page that pops open, it says open investigation. The lady said to me, listen, open an investigation on every single case. Every time you have one of these, open a case. She says 99 out of 100 times the barcode scan and they take the negative off. She showed me how to find the defect rate of my account. I don't know where it is. Anyway, you can have a 0.38 inbound deficit on your account. Mine currently is at 0.10. So she said, I don't need to panic. But they're reaching out because all of a sudden I went from 0 to 0.10, and they're very concerned because that's a pretty big jump considering the volume that I send in. I went from 0 problems to several hundred problems. So here's what I did. Now I went digging because I wanted to know that it wasn't my barcode scanner. Not my barcode scanner, my barcode printer. I wanted to make sure it wasn't my manufacturer having fuzzy barcodes. I wanted to check on all that stuff. So I went digging, and here's what I found. 11 of those 12 cases were during fourth quarter shipments to warehouses I normally don't ship to. And it'll show you what warehouse your items went to, what white items, are the problem. They show you all the information you need. So I started digging. I really did a lot of digging. 11 out of 12 went to a different warehouse than I normally ship to. Coincidence? Yeah, you can call it coincidence. I actually think it was disgruntled employees saying, if they can't keep up with their work, we're going to ding the seller, and they started dinging sellers for barcode errors. I am not the only seller in my $1 million group that discussed this, that brought this up, that said all of a sudden they have this big influx of inbound problems. Barcodes won't scan. So why am I telling you this? So that you can be aware of it. Now, was it a problem before? Nope. I was lucky. It wasn't a problem. But what happened was it became a problem, and I needed to fix it to the point that it doesn't become a problem again. So now I check that report every day. I check it every day to make sure that there's no new inbound shipping issues. My guess is I'm going to see it drop way back down. I have a feeling that it was a disgruntled employee going, and you can't keep up with your work over there. That's fine. But I shouldn't have to suffer because you can't keep up with your work. These are warehouses that I've never shipped to before. Now that Q4 is over, I'm not shipping to them anymore. My stuff is going to another warehouse, back to the original warehouses where they were going. So that is something to look at, guys. You need to know. Now, I had some problems. Customers were getting the wrong product. And I was like, oh, I was like everybody else. Oh, they're just scamming for a free product. They're going to say they didn't get the right thing. They can't upload a photo. They don't know how to upload photos, and they just want a refund. So after the second or third one, I got pissed. I was like, this is nonsense. I've been selling this product for 10 years. What do you mean they're getting the wrong product all of a sudden? When I dug into it, they were getting the wrong product. Sometimes the customer tells you the truth, and you need to take that into consideration. Now, Amazon took down my listing. And I'm sure you guys have had listings taken down to know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I believe this is. This is about an order, my new product that I'm bringing in from China. We're trying to work out the details, how much they want down, and blah blah blah, money up front, and all that. So here's what I got going on. I had these problems that I needed to get resolved. And resolving them wasn't just making the customer happy. So Amazon got involved and actually took down my listing for too many not as described returns. And that's how I started digging. And the more I dug, the more I found out that it was actually my fault. That's fine. I'll take it on the chin. I got to, it's a pretty good place to hit right there. I'm okay with it. I got some broad shoulders to take it on. I'm okay with it. But I didn't want that to happen again. I don't want Amazon telling me I got too many not as described returns. I want to know ahead of time. So how do you find out? Well, there's several return reports that give you the information. I don't know where they all are right now. I'm still working on this one, guys. This is a second problem that I'm trying to resolve. Now you have to understand the reason I'm working so hard on resolving these problems before they become problems again in the future is so that I don't have to worry about it in the future. I don't have to stress about it. I have a system or a process in place that handles all this. There's a place called the Voice of the Customer. Some of it is just really goofy. I sell an item that's 9 inches, and the customer, I get customers that return it all the time and say, "Oh, I thought it would be smaller." I got customers that used to buy the 5 foot by 8 foot flag, and I wrote 5 foot by 8 foot. I did it with the little line after the 5. So I did it in like 6 different ways of saying it was 5 foot by 8 foot. And they would return it, not as described, bigger than I thought. Well, that's just a customer being stupid. Okay? Or a customer trying to cheat the system. There's nothing I can do. If I describe the product accurately and they circumvent the system, that's not my fault. But if I send them the wrong product, or if I send them a product that is not as described, that's my fault. So I have started looking at the emails. Now, I'm a pretty good sized seller, guys. I average quite a few returns a day. What I've found is some of these reports, if the item is not as described, it's a link, and they have to give a reason why it's not as described. So you can click on that and see what the customer wrote about it. If I would have taken the time to do that 30 days prior to this problem, this would not have been a problem because I would have caught it. There were 6 customers that bought this product. and all 6 said the same thing, and I would have known that it was a problem, and I could have tracked it down a long time before Amazon got involved. This is being proactive against Amazon suspension, guys. I know that it's been a long time, Sam. Sam from Dallas, I'm out of the flag business. My manufacturer went belly up during the pandemic. Amazon wants you to be proactive when there's problems. That's why they ask you for a plan of action. What's your plan of action to resolve this? Well, here's what I can do to resolve this one. I can start looking at those reports on a weekly basis and see when there's a problem popping up on a product. I'll know that there's something wrong. Now, if they're saying, oh, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be, it's not as small as I thought it was going to be, the size isn't right, there's nothing I can do about that. They put as not as described so that they don't have to pay for return shipping. We all know why they did it. So on top of all that, I've really decided that I want my SOPs managed, my standard operating procedures. I want them done through an operations center so that when it's time to check one of these reports, it pops up on somebody's to-do list. And I started to go with ClickUp. I tried to hire somebody to install ClickUp for me, and they wanted $60 an hour and could barely speak English. And I wandered my way back and I found Trello again. If you used Trello before and you stopped using it, you may want to go back and look at it again. They've made so many improvements. It's very easy for me to use. And they bought out a company, and I forget the name of the company, that you can now automate certain tasks within Trello boards. One of the things I did was I put Trello on my phone, and I got to make sure it doesn't say anything I don't want anybody to see, so you don't zoom in and blah, blah, blah. There's right here, you can see I got cards. Well, I have it set up that if I'm tagged on a board in a card, it shows up on the front page of my phone. Took me a little time to figure it all out, but I did it. I was able to figure it out. It's automatic. If somebody just takes a card that they're working on and they're finished their work and they move it over to where it says work completed, it automatically goes to the front of my phone. I can see that the work is done. I can click on it. As soon as I take myself off of it, I have an automated system that clears it all out of the board. I have a company meeting tomorrow morning. Every Tuesday morning, I have a company meeting. So I now have Trello send out a link to the meeting every Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. This way, nobody can say they didn't get the link. Doesn't sound like a big deal, right? Well, it probably takes me 15 minutes every week, and it drives me crazy having to do it. Now, I don't even have to think about it. Tuesday morning, I get up, I open my Trello board, and I know the link will be there. Tomorrow morning, the meeting link will be there, okay? It makes my life simpler. It's one less thing I have to think about. We all remove negative feedback from Amazon. Well, I started writing a Trello board on how to remove feedback from Amazon. And what it'll do is it'll pop up on Alejandro's to-do list Friday morning so that he has to do it. Then he'll move it to my work completed. It'll show up on my phone and tell me that it's done. Sometimes all I need is a simple notification to know that something's done, and I can click on it and it goes away and it's done. That's all I need. Gives me a lot of peace of mind because I know things are operating the way they should be operating. You can do very simple tasks. You can also do some very complex tasks with Trello. I'm designing a pay-per-click program right now. And what it's going to do is it's going to take certain steps and put them on your board to do. And when you're done those steps, you move them over to work complete. It will take more steps and add them to your board. Because once you finish one section, it'll say, okay, now do this section. And when you're done that section and move it over, it'll give you another task to do. I'll be able to follow along because it shows up on my phone when you complete the work. I'm not trying to micromanage. I'm trying to know what's going on in my business at any given time. It's something I just need to know for me. All of this has been what's been going on for the last 2 weeks, guys. It's been fires. There's been problems. I broke a tooth. Dentist. Lori's been to the dentist. It's just been, we had friends over and one of them fell, and it's just been a very hectic 2 weeks. Now, the coffee with the CEO, I got to tell